a way of me keeping all the micro content out of the way of the original content. And so you can kind of see right here, this is probably where it happened. I'll usually write the date, not of when the film was shot, but just the day today that I'm distributing. So 2020, so June 29th. And then I'll divide it out by 15 seconds and 30-second clips typically. And you can see right here, if we look at this, watching these tutorials. Let's skip to something more because I feel like I've been listening to that for like 5 hours. Create this epic film, and then I don't. Or I wake up and I say, I'm going to do this really amazing piece of work. I have this great idea. And then things happen with the kids. Okay, so what's interesting here, right? Even though 15 seconds is short, you were able to unpack some things in this little bit of a clip. You kind of get an idea that I'm going through some stuff. And that's the thing with social media. You have to, even though this entire film itself is, 1 second.
Someone's
Is, and I'm actually probably going to skip to another film too, just because I want to be able to give a little bit of diversity, because I feel like we've been in this film for forever. It's 17 minutes. You're able to, you can't demand that someone watch your 17-minute film. It's actually audacious. If they're going to watch it, they'll watch it. If they don't, but you also give them bite sizes that they can actually consume much quicker, right? So there's 35 30-second clips here. There's, obviously 69 15-second clips. And what I do with these is, if I have the time, and I wish I did have the time always, but what I'll do is I'll take these, whatever it is, I'll take the entire amount, I'll select all, I'll then share, airdrop. Let me pull up my phone real quick. Let's see. And then I'll end up pressing this, I'll end up canceling it, but and then I'll airdrop them to my phone. I'll wait for this to cancel that. And then that's how I get it to my phone, and then from there I'll upload to Instagram, which also goes to Facebook. The 15 seconds clips are typically for like stories, so I'll upload those to Instagram stories, and then Snapchat stories as well, because those are like the perfect length. And that's also why I started doing vertical film too. If you notice that, that's why, instead of them being square or landscape, I could put them up and it be completely full screen, completely immersive. The 30-second ones typically go on like just like as regular post, and so we're talking about TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. YouTube just gets the pillar content, the big film. But that is, I'll be changing this. It just depends on the format. I didn't want to actually do this one horizontal, but because I had to do a live, I kind of was forced into the horizontal format today. So what I'll probably do, honestly, is I'll record a vertical presentation through Camtasia. Camtasia is just like a recording software for the screen. And then I'll probably live. It was probably some general questions, things like that, or like some workflow stuff that doesn't require specifically, maybe it's like me running through a film like I'm doing right now, but the editing stuff will come when I put out the, I think that's a good way to handle it. So like we're about to do, we're about to go jump into this film, and I'm just going to kind of commentary, and I'm going to skip to the documentary For Freedom, because I actually do have a lot of other stuff that I want to unpack in this film. It's about 20 minutes, so I imagine we'll be on here for another 20 to 30 to 40 ish minutes, just depending on. But this next segment's really going to be, I guess, an understanding as to, I don't know. I'm just going to listen, and if whatever comes to me, I'll talk about, and hopefully we'll be able to get a better idea of some of my editing choices. Sorry about the whole timeline thing. We'll try that again tomorrow. Yeah. Let me take a sip of this coffee, and we'll listen to this film. All right. Oh, that's an image, not a video. Father. Okay. So a bit of context first. Full screen this enough so you can kind of see it. I don't need a tag. Get rid of that. Enter. A bit of context about this film before we jump in. Let me kind of minimize this stuff so we don't have all this other stuff in the way of it. I wanted to create a film that helped people understand how they can transition from like a job, or not exactly transition from a job, really how they can make do with the job they have, but also focus on things that matter to them, and it not feel like a slave to whatever it is that they're having to pay the bills with. Like, some people really are fortunate enough to have jobs that they, like day jobs that they really do enjoy. I know that most don't. I personally really enjoy my job at New Human, but I also think it's really important for you to be able to focus on your own craft as well, to continue to grow and have that creative freedom. So let's go ahead and run this thing. Actually, so I can see my screen. Okay, the first shot here, right? Like I said, I don't choose the hooks. They just come to me as I'm doing the film. But this is typically what I chose. Like, this is typically the first one that grabbed my eye as I was kind of just generally going through this film, as I was going through the timeline of organizing my footage, and I was like, that's a dope spot. But if you think about this chronology,